Yacht Show incontra uno dei personaggi più importanti della cantieristica contemporanea, Peter Lürssen, incontrato a Fort Lauderdale. I cantieri Lürssen sono stati fondati nel 1875 da Friedrich Lürssen, nato nel 1851. Perché ve lo dico? Perché l'851 è una data fondamentale nella storia della nautica, ma anche forse nella storia dell'Europa contemporanea. Nel 1851 la prima esposizione universale a Londra. Uno degli eventi collaterali è stata la regata che ha messo in palio la Coppa delle 100 Guinee, poi diventata Coppa America.
The economy has since experienced 10 years of enormous recovery first and then growth. So the last 10 years actually have been very good. But I have to say, even in the crisis, we've been very fortunate that we had a number of clients and all of them actually continued to build. So yes, it was a crisis for the industry, but our clients continued their projects and we made it through the crisis without any problems. We do have, obviously, a large number of American clients because the US is still the most important single market in the world, the biggest single market. So we do have a number of US clients. How do they compare against the other clients from all over the world? Generally, I would say the US client is much more relaxed, casual, call it informal. Starts with the way they interact with their crew, and it also relates to certain features that I would call very typical for US clients. Country-style kitchens, for example. They like to walk in, grab their own coffee, maybe make a sandwich, very casual, like an extension of the home. And I do have the impression that we install more bars on US boats than on other boats. We actually have the largest yacht of the show here on display, a yacht called Mad Summer. The owner is a second-time client. He had built a boat with us before, and now this one is a bit bigger than the previous one, which has been designed by Harrison Eidsgard on the exterior and Laura Sessa on the inside. And as I said last night, it's a fabulous boat. The moment you walk on the boat, you feel like holidays. It gives you the feeling, okay, take off your shoes, take off your formal dress, put on a t-shirt and swimming trunks and just relax. And Laura has the great ability to combine the relaxed feeling with a really fantastic chic. As someone called it yesterday, it's a Sessa chic, which is a gift she has, to make that feeling and at the same time be super elegant. Very Italian, your casual clothes, but super elegant.
I cantieri Lürssen nascono a Brema, all'inizio è con piccole barche, ma nella loro evoluzione diventano strategici, soprattutto nel periodo bellico, dove costruiscono fregate e lanciasiluri. La loro abilità nel costruire grandi navi diventa strategica per entrare di prepotenza nel mondo dei mega e gigayacht, di cui sono leader mondiali.
I said it many years ago, I think the race for size is over. Very few people define themselves by my boat should be bigger than the boat of so-and-so. And we never really experienced that to be a motivation for someone to build a bigger boat. What we see is a very conscientious decision by the client to define the size. And the size actually is driven more by the features, the number of cabins, helipads, yes, no, cinema, it's more like that drives the size of the boat. It's no more designed from the inside out. At the same time, it is a concern that a lot of the ports and marinas can only be accessed by limited sized yacht, especially here in the Bahamas and certain ports in Europe, such as Portofino. They're getting very strict in enforcing the maximum size, like St. Barth is another example. So we'll see actually two types of clients. One that have a very specific requirement to have a mooring for the yacht in a certain port, in a certain location. And the other one is what kind of features does a client need on the boat. Now to your second point, sustainability. I must say the clients actually are very much aware of environmental impact of their yachts. And you compare a modern yacht against a cruise ship. They've always used very clean diesel fuel. They never used any of the dirty fuel that the big ship used. We already installed the soot filters before the car industry was thinking about it. We now have very strict emission rules, IMO Tier 3. Generally, yes, a large yacht needs more fuel, but the clients are very conscious about efficiency. They still want to have an efficient system to operate the boat. Can we do it with less? How can we use the machinery more efficient? We use the heat of the exhaust to produce secondary heating systems like hot waters, things like this. LED lighting. There are many areas they've always been thinking about making sure that the trash they produce is disposed of in a proper way and not just kicked overboard. So there is the condensate from the air condition is used, collected to clean the decks, for example. So they are thinking about it, and yes, there is an impact, but they try to minimize the relative impact as much as possible. As a famous saying, I'm sorry, I did not have more time to write you a short letter. It's more complicated squeezing as many features in a small envelope than if you have a big ship where you can put, let's put a little bit of a technical room here, an air-conditioned space there. On a smaller yacht, you have to really move things around and try to squeeze it in, so to say. There is no ideal size. By definition, a private yacht is the ultimate private holidays. Give us the best privacy you can imagine. Many areas on a motorboat, contrary to a sailing boat, for example, you can create spaces that the crew will not access unless they request it to come. Like on the sun deck or certain other spaces, the owner can block it off. So he has ultimate privacy. Again, it comes back to the question, what are the personal requirements of the owners? We have owners that spend 6, 7, 8 months on the yacht. Once they realized that the lifestyle of the yacht suits them perfectly, they don't go to their holiday villas anymore. They just stay on the boat. It's much nicer. And you can choose your neighbors, which is a nice thing. We have people that do charter their yachts. We have a client that enjoys his yacht, but he also says, look, if I can come this week or next week, is not really important to me. He can organize his schedule, but he likes to charter his boat, which covers the complete operating expense of this yacht for the year. It's some people go to areas in Greenland, Iceland. They've never been in Saint-Tropez, and obviously other people like the lifestyle of being close to Saint-Tropez and Sardinia and Ibiza in the summer. So it offers the perfect solution for your individual holidays. And that is what is important to the clients. We as Lürssen only start with yachts that are over the 500 gross ton limits. 500 gross tons is a limit below which you have much more lenient regulation. Above the stringent safety requirements of a real ship or big yacht apply, and we do not have the expertise to cut corners. We like to offer the client the best and the safest product. So we start with regulations of 500 tons, and that automatically means you start with 55, 56 meter. The model behind me actually is a 56 meter we're currently building for a client. At that size, you can already have very good, very low noise values, very low vibration values. It's a combination of, obviously, ultimately, the power installed. If you want to go on a 55 meter yacht very fast, that will create noise because you have to add a lot of engine power. But most clients realize that it doesn't make a huge difference if you go hull speed, which is about between 12 to 16 knots on a 50 meter boat or a bit more, or really fast, because the comfort on the displacement yacht is so much better, than on any other hull shape. So on the 55 meter, you have enormous comfort.
Lo yacht probabilmente più noto costruito da Lürssen è Octopus, voluto da Paul Allen, cofondatore di Microsoft, disegnato da Espen Eino, ha caratteristiche particolari. A bordo 2 sommergibili, più una serie di toys, 41 cabine e una nave completa che può navigare anche tra i ghiacci.
Octopus is one of the iconic ones we built. The owner basically had a brief that he wanted to operate a large submarine and large tenders, and he needed helicopter with a hangar, which in those days was an unusual requirement. And we had the good fortune that even though the client had previously yachts built by others, we were invited to submit proposals, and our proposal actually was the one that pleased the client most. And we did this together with Antonio.
Nel 2015 Paul Allen con i suoi sommergibili ha recuperato la campana dell'incrociatore da battaglia Hood, che era stato affondato con una salva di cannone dalla Bismarck. Perché ve lo racconto? Perché ancora una volta la storia si intreccia con questo cantiere. La Bismarck era stata costruita da Blumenvoss, un cantiere che è stato acquisito recentemente da Lürssen.
The way it was set up with the big stern dock and the garage was actually inspired by a James Bond movie when they were coming into a large ship with a submarine and with a gallery and all that. And the client really liked it. And over the years, I think this is a very good example of a client who's done a lot of philanthropic work with that yacht. I mean, he discovered a lot of shipwrecks and did a lot of research. So now everybody is doing it, but he has done it 20 years ago, so it's quite impressive. One thing the clients value with us, beside the quality and the engineering, is that we are very private. We are building a 56 meter, which the client has allowed us to talk about. We're delivering between 2 and 3 years, boats a year. Average delivery time 3 to 5 years. So you can just multiply that and you come to a number between 8 and 10 plus yachts under construction. But rest assured, there are things coming out that are special and good looking. And you know them the moment they leave the dock.